Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for IDW Sonic the Hedgehog Annual for 2022. Normally this would be where I give a bit of like a previously on thing, but given that you can't really do a previously on for an annual, I'm just gonna jump right on in to the stories themselves. This being an annual, I presume there's like a collection of stories here. Our cover here is of Blaze and Cream at some like beachside house, like not quite a villa, but like it's a nice house. Having fun. Cheese is like playing with a starfish in the water. It's real cute. We open in Blaze's world, where she's going after some kind of pirate ship. I will say I don't have a lot of experience with the Rush games. I played the first one like sans cutscenes because like my sister had already beaten it by that point, so I couldn't really see like the plot of the game. And I never played Rush Adventure, though I know it has some sort of pirate theming here. And I guess she's going after these pirates. Bring us in close, Marine, and I'll handle the rest. And she flies off to go fight these pirates. We have the Guardians like tag. I'm guessing is that her group name. She goes all fire tornado on these pirates. We see they're like this like skeleton guy is one of the pirates, and she just smashes through them all. Oh, there's like I think they're like robot skeletons or something. There's like some like bits of mechanicalness in the skull's jaw. And also, Blaze tells him, "Tell me where the leader of the robot pirates is hiding." And Mr. Skullboy tells her, "What leader? We're all that's left." Well, used to be, because, you know, they're kind of dead now. "Do not waste my time with lies." "Where?" And Skull cuts her off. "They're all gone. Captain Whisker, Johnny, even Min and Mum. The fleet's gone. You've won, princess." And that stuns Blaze. I was unaware she was still dealing with the after effects of Rush Adventure at this point. I felt like that would be like a long time in her past, given like series canon. But I don't know. And then I think this is Marine who calls over to her. "Ahoy! Do you need a hand? Did you win, Blaze?" I don't know what that noise is from outside, but whatever. Later we see they're on their ship. And Marine is just chatting. "I don't know what you're so upset about. We've been hunting pirates for forever. Now we can finally have a vacation." But Blaze stops her. "No, we must be ever vigilant. We won. Everything's fair dinkum now. And you of all people have earned some time off." And Blaze just tells her, "Marine, I am the Imperial Princess of an Empire and Guardian of the Sol Emeralds. Either of those duties alone carry tremendous responsibilities, and I have both." So I don't normally bring this up because I don't think Sonic is in any way going to like address this at all ever. But like, it is funny. Empires are never really presented as the good guys in the story, given that empires and imperialism are like inherently sort of conquest oriented. But whatever, let's not focus on that. But so Marine counters, "It doesn't mean you can't relax. If you won't listen to me, who can convince you?" And Blaze looks out at the shore. And then we cut to Sonic's world, Lava Reef and Angel Island, where Knuckles is just kind of chilling or something. And someone tells him, "Excuse me, Knuckles." And it's Blaze chilling on the lava. "May I have a moment of your time?" And Knuckles asks her, "I saw a strange pillar of flame out this way. I take it that was you?" "Yes. The Sol Emeralds allow me to cross over to your world. They are not subtle in their use." "Right. What do you want?" "We are not well acquainted, and I am loath to place my burdens at someone else's feet. But Sonic helped me realize it's okay to trust and seek help from others. So I was hoping to get your opinion. One guardian to another." That's actually a really like neat link between those characters I've never thought of. They both are sort of the guardians of a mystic power that like puts them on a realm above the rest of their friends. And Knuckles acknowledges that, simply telling her, "Let's walk." I understand, and Blaze just is talking to Knuckles here. "I understand you've safeguarded this island all your life. I wanted to ask you, is it ever acceptable to step away? Shouldn't you honor your duties at all times?" And Knuckles questions, "You're a princess, right? You've got royal duties and such?" "Occasionally. My ministers handle the bulk of administration. I mostly review their paperwork. The Empire has been so peaceful and prosperous." Again, just like any casual mention of the Empire. Like, maybe it's the political person in me. Maybe it's the lifelong Star Wars fan. I can't really abide the Empire. But anyway, I used that time to hunt down the robot pirates that plague the seas, but they were all defeated. My world is at peace. I should be thankful for that. Knuckles questions and the Sol Emeralds, kept in a secure case under constant watch, if they aren't on my person. Huh. Can you hide that case someplace more secure? Yes. And I suppose I could place a heavier guard there as well. I see. All that, and you still don't want to step away. Because if something does go wrong, you won't be there to fix it. And Blaze is happy to have someone who does, very much get her issues here. Yes, exactly. I knew you would understand. I do. So trust me when I say, take a vacation. Which is not the answer Blaze was expecting there. You're serious? The Master Emerald can't leave the island, so I can't hide it anywhere that's more secure. I'm on my own up here, and anytime I do leave for the greater good, I'm always taking a gamble. I love this shot of them looking up at the stars. I'm not quite sure how that really, what that has to, how that really ties into their conversation here, but it's just a really pretty shot. And Knuckles here is kind of reminding her he can't take a vacation. Everyone knows where the Master Emerald is. He can't hide it. But Blaze can. So she has, a bit more freedom than he does. The situation you're in right now, it's a gift. Don't squander it. And Blaze just tells him, it was nice being around everyone again. Going back to her, because the last time we really saw her, or last time we saw her away from her world was the fight with Neo Metal. We briefly saw her when Sonic got blasted to her world during the end of the Metal Virus saga, but she's been there for the good 40 issues now. I think she might have played some role in the first annual, I think, with Silver, but I wouldn't swear to that. But anyway, Blaze tells him, "Thank you for your insight. It means a great deal to me. My pleasure. It's nice to talk to someone who understands responsibility for once." That's a good dig there, Knuckles. But Blaze tells him, "It is only proper that I repay your kindness. Perhaps I can monitor your island for a time, allow you some time off." And Knuckles sees right through that. Take an actual vacation, not just work for a bit. Oh, no you don't. No working vacation for you. Besides, I don't like laying my burdens at other people's feet either. Very well. Then if you'll excuse me, I have preparations to make. And she flies off back to her own dimension as Knuckles watches her go. We come back to Blaze's world on Coral Cave Island. The Shrine of the Jeweled Scepter, which... Is that something we should know by now? If I was more equipped with the Rush games, yes, it appears to be the national treasure of the Sol Empire, guarded by Blaze's family for generations. A thing in Rush looks like the main target in Rush or something. Okay, and Marine looks at it. Whoa, crikey! That thing's heavy. We've seen these koala-looking ministers before when Sonic was here. Patrol ships will be around the island at all hours. The guard has been tripled. As ordered, no one but you or Captain Marine will be granted access to this chamber. And Blaze tells him, "Very good, Garden, as you were." And he salutes, "Safe travels, Your Highness." And we see Marine in the corner tearing up as Blaze asks, "Marine, are you all right?" Yeah, I'm really happy you're treating yourself right, but I'm gonna miss you so much. And she latches on to Blaze. Blaze just calms her down. "I'll miss you too, although it's not too late to change your mind." "No can do." She's all, chest puffed boasting here. "No can do. You need someone as fearless and competent as me to watch the ship while you're away. And by ship, I mean everything. If any Drongo wants to cause problems, I'll use the power of the Jeweled Scepter to call you home." I don't know what a Drongo is, but okay. And then she hugs back onto Blaze again. He's the hearts. It's a real cute moment there. And Blaze tells her, "And then my connection to the Sol Emerald should bring me back. You become quite reliable, Captain Marine. I'll leave everything to you." And she blazes off in another, Sol Emerald tornado. "My pleasure, Your Highness. Now get out of here." And then we come to Sonic's world at Floral Forest Village, where Blaze has arrived. And she just sort of gives this long sigh. Day 1. And we see she's worked right behind, I think this is the Tails workshop house, where, like, a lot of Sonic and the gang were, like, focused in the build-up to 50. And I'm assuming this is before 50, though now that we're seeing Sonic in particular, for the first time in this issue, we'll see if this is meant to be before or after the Battle of Imperial City. But Amy is talking about the forest fire, so I assume this is shortly after the forest fire. And then I hit the tree. Whammo! And the water flooded the park and stopped the fire. And Cream and Cheese are also there. Cream is like hearts in her eyes. My goodness, I would like to go camping with you, Miss Amy. Maybe without all the fire, though. And Blaze arrives. If there are fire concerns, perhaps I could help. And Cream runs over and gives her a big ol' hug. Miss Blaze, I'm so happy to see you. What's the occasion? Nothing dire. I'm just taking a vacation. And Cream will not hear that. I don't know, that sounds like an occasion to celebrate to me. Pull up a chair, chill, and welcome back. Thank you, everyone. It's good to be back. It was even Nilla bringing in sweets. I was wrong about where this was. This seems to be the Rabbit House, not Tails' workshop. But that's the end of this story. And now we move to the next story, Weapons. I'll talk about that story a little more. Or no, I think I'll handle each of these stories one by one as they come. Story review segment. This was a really cute story. It's a little hampered in my enjoyment by the fact that I just don't know the Rush games very well. They were always kind of a blind spot for me. But like, still just reading it's fun. It's sweet, you know. You can tell, like you get a good sense of Blaze's characterization in relatively little time. The fact, like, that she is so honor-bound, much like Knuckles. Pairing Blaze and Knuckles was a really good choice on the writers. I think, let me see who wrote this one. It was Ian Flynn who wrote this one. Of course it was great. And yeah, it's just sort of a sweet time with Blaze and the gang, with her sort of hanging out, coming to Cream's house. My question is, does that put Blaze as still being on Sonic's world by the time of issue 50? I don't know, like, is she still there? Once the current arc ends, will we go back to find Blaze just chilling at the Rabbit House? I don't know. But anyway, all in all, a pretty fun time. So let's move on to the next story, Weapons. We open on a village, on like a house. Actually, I think this one is Tails' workshop. We see all these chows here. We're told the story takes place after 36, which was the end of Chow Races and Badnik Bases, as all the random chows being freed from Clutch kind of shows us. There, that should do it. How's the new body feel, Omega? Oh, it is right after Tails will sort of put Omega back together. As Omega sort of cheers, this unit is whole once again. My campaign of carnage shall resume without delay. Good old Omega, I love that man. Processing appropriate response. You have my thanks, small fox. And Tails just tells him, don't mention it. And hey, before you head out, why don't you go for a test drive by sparring a little with Jamurl? So he slams his fists together. Suggestion accepted. But I cannot guarantee Jamurl's welfare after completing the test. And Jamurl is also there, ready to go. While I am designed as a learning robot, I am also capable of teaching you a lesson. And we see Jamurl running circles around Omega. Omega's trying to catch him, but largely failing. And Jamurl fires missiles, deploying missiles, that hit at the very least the ground where Omega was, but they don't do much damage to him. Pathetic. Your quaint artillery is no match for my reinforced armor. You are a babysitter. I am the ultimate E-Series robot. That is some insult there, Omega. According to my data files, you once fought Sonic to a standstill while serving as Dr. Eggman's enforcer. And yet, your offensive output appears to be well below estimated parameters. And he fires some kind of blast at Jamurl. Jamurl activates a shield to protect himself. But still, the shield shatters, slamming Jamurl into a tree. Supposition. Your time caring for the small meatbag rabbit girl has made you weak. Your combat systems have slowed. Your technical processing speed has waned. You have lost your edge. That's a mean thing to say. He's become a better person by having Cream, not to That doesn't make him bad. Though Omega, always being the destruction-focused being that he is, would not really see things that way. And Omega approaches him as Jamurl's like lying on the ground. Proposition. Join me. You and I are both similar in origin. We are both weapons that have broken free of Eggman's grasp. Accompany me in my mission to destroy his forces. Reclaim your original function as a battle robot. Abandon the puny rabbit family. And Jamurl, like, goes into a rage at that and just punches Omega, throwing him back. Proposition rejected. And he, like, grabs Omega's leg and then hurls him into the distance. Refutation. Our origins may be superficially similar, but our directives are not aligned. You were built to destroy. I was built to evolve. My function has changed. My past does not inform my present objectives. My place is beside Cream and Vanilla, not on the battlefield. That's some good shit. I've kind of missed Jamurl since the end of the Metal Virus saga when he and Cream kind of left the story for the most part. But, like, what a guy. He's so good. Like, that moment of, like, you know, the bit as Cream is turning after her fight with Xena, I think was her name, the Deadly Six girl. And, like, Jamurl, like, cradling Cream as she dies. Top tier writing right there. And this just sort of reminds us how much Jamurl cares about that family. And Omega just sort of stares at Jamurl as Jamurl, like, hovers. And they're both ready to continue the fight. And, like, we have this long, you know, slow, like, going in, you know, zoom in as they approach each other. And then we don't see how the fight goes. We cut till later. As Bell and Tails are at the workshop and Omega comes in, we are in need of further repairs, Small Fox. And we see both Omega and Jamurl are missing an eye. Omega's missing a couple fingers. They're got this sort of like bro vibe though, as like they're leaning on each other. That's sort of like, you know, I'm thinking like Naruto and Sasuke after the tree training in the Zabuza arc sort of thing. And Tails looks at them. You guys, I said sparring, not no holds barred grudge match. We literally just fixed you. And Omega tells him, I warned you that welfare was not a guarantee. Jamurl may be a puny inferior model, but he still possesses the lethality of a warrior. This unit acknowledges and accepts his current modus operandi. And Jamurl tells him, your acknowledgement and acceptance is reciprocated. And they both fist bump as respect appears above them as the story ends. I love this one. You know, it's a narrative I'm much more familiar with than the narrative of the Rush games. And it's just a total blast, you know? Like, I love Jamurl's character, and it's been so long since we've seen him. I've really missed it. But, you know, he's a good guy who really, really cares about the rabbits. And that's so good. Like, the bit about my function has changed. My past does not inform my present objectives. My place is beside Cream and Vanilla, not on the battlefield. That shit hits. And, like, it's a nice little chance to sort of examine both of these characters, especially since Omega being largely a severed head for the past 30 issues. We didn't really get to see him be rebuilt in the main story. And so this is a great little, like, chance to see him be his absolutely delightful, somewhat, I don't want to say evil, but, like, violent self. It's fun. It's really good. So far, this is my favorite of the two stories by a wide margin. But let's move on to the next story, Hero Camp. As we see Cream and Vanilla, there it is, we're here! And Vanilla asked her, so Cream, what are you most excited to learn at Hero Camp? And it seems to basically be, like, a scout camp. Though, like, also, I remember there was, like, the fan club storyline. I think in both annuals had, like, the Sonic fan club thing. I'm wondering if this is tied to that. I'm not sure. Either way, we see some of the guys, some of the heroes in training talking. I'm going to learn how to tie the best knots. Oh yeah? Well, I'm going to make the best camp hideout. And this other girl in the distance, I'm going to eat the most s'mores. And Cream just declares, I'm going to learn how to become a real hero. And then we look at this, like, brochure. This doesn't look at all like the advertisement. Hero Camp, do you have what it takes to be a hero? Also, like, the sign is in very, like, bad handwriting. The R in hero is backwards, which is not the case on the brochure. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Oh, it's Orbot and Cubot doing some evil scheme. Good for them. And Orbot turns to his partner. This camp caper is genius. These half-baked heroes are sure to have the inside scoop on the restoration. Yeah, I'm not sure a bunch of little kids know all that. Oh yeah, look at them. They're just dumb kids. This is going to be easy. And Orbot responds, and just imagine how thankful Dr. Eggman will be when we deliver him Sonic's biggest secrets. Now quick, the disguises! And we see they throw on, like, Cubot has this, like, backward, like, Davy Crockett raccoon hat. And Orbot has his, like, baseball cap that says Hero Camperton on it. As Cubot announces, how do you do, fellow organic life fall? And Orbot just smacks him, because they should not be mentioning that part. Ahem. This is Counselor Cube-ert, and I am Orville. They're trying their best. They're not good at this. This is some Team Rocket level shit. You will find none more qualified to teach heroing than us. Why, I certified us myself. Okay, that's not a good thing to say. And the green kid asks, do you guys know Sonic? And Cubot questions, ha, do I? Heh. The real question is, do you know Sonic? And Orbot goes on, because we're about to put your hero knowledge to the test. All the kids cheer, yay! Though, of course, this is just an excuse for evil scheming. We see there's a caption, like, written in rope. I think it's not fun, like a K for like a not pun. And Orbot tells the campers, every good hero knows how to get out of a tight spot. Or in this case, a tight knot. And they're all, like, their arms are, like, bound behind their back in rope. As one of the kids, I think this might be the same kid who was so excited to learn about knots, asks, yeah, it is the same kid. Aren't we supposed to be the ones tying the knots? But Cubot just tells him, you'll get to test our impossible double underhand loop-de-loop, calibrated to restrain super speed. And they realize they're about to reveal their goal to, like, stop Sonic. Super speed lunking campers having a fun time. And we see Cream has gotten, like, a bit of wood and is cutting through the rope and is instantly free. Orbot is stunned. Gasp! Our calibrations! But how? And Cream just happily tells them both, well, Mr. Sonic once told me how he uses spines to cut through rope, so I just... And Orbot realizes he's immune, and Cubot writes that down. Rope, not a weakness. Their next activity, building a hideout. As Orbot tells them all, just imagine that you're recreating the famed hideout of the Restoration. And Cubot questions, I always imagined it would have more walls. Again, presuming these kids know the Restoration. And Green Boy complains, well, it might if you actually help us. But Orbot teases, Orbot pushes back. How are you supposed to learn to be a hero if Counselor Cubert and I do all the heroing? Camper Cream, as a member of Sonic's Inner Circle, what is your accuracy assessment? And Cream just tells them, it's missing a few things. I knew it. These kids are holding out on us. What is it? Security systems? Oiling station? The evil plan fault? Orbot, you're about to get caught. And Cubot just questions, it's walls, right? And Cream is getting a little suspicious here. More like the mall? The play area? The chili dog stand? Haven't you ever... which goes to show, like, that those two panels there do kind of show, like, the fact that Orbot and Cubot just don't understand what the Restoration is. They're not a conquering force in the way that Eggman is. They're not robotic in the way that Eggman is. They don't have an oiling station. But, like, the things that Cream brings up are all fun things. Because these are, like, it's an organization devoted to restoring peace and happiness, which I'm not quite sure is something these guys really understand yet, or ever will. Haven't you ever, and Orbot cuts her off, oh, bearings and bolts, redo, we need to rebuild from the ground up. And Cubot pulls it all apart. The kids all fall. It's getting very suspicious, I reckon. And then we move to the next activity, s'mores. So what's next? This is Orbot. Trap making, apocalypse survival. But Cubot tells him, hey, 9 out of 10 databases, the scary stories in their classic camp activities. Who can tell me a story that would scare even a hero? Maybe involving some kind of new badniks? Bonus points you can also give us schematics. And the kids are all realizing that, like, something's not right here. And one of the kids questions, how about we just make some s'mores? And Orbot asks, what's a s'more? Confusing all of the kids, and Cream finally pieces together that something is wrong. That's it. You don't know how to tie knots, build hideouts, or make s'mores. You're no camp leaders. Get them! And we see Orbot and Cubot, their disguises like falling off. No! And I guess they've all been defeated. As Vanilla arrives the next day, Cream, darling, did you and the others have a good time learning to be heroes? And Cream tells her, yes. Though I think the main thing we learned was that maybe we already are real heroes. And Orbot tells Cubot, we taught them too well. I'm so proud. Love the restoration. The end. This is a fun one. Not a whole lot to like really dig into in the way there was kind of in the first two. But it's cute. It's fun. It's Orbot and Cubot. No complaints from me here. Not all of these stories are going to be real thought-provoking. Some of them are just sort of cute and fun. But our next story is Future Growth, which opens at harvest time at Restoration HQ. We see everyone... Oh, this is a follow-up to Silver's first story, I think. It's the garden that Silver planted in the first annual. And we see Amy and Tangle and Espio and Jewel and Vector and Charmy and Silver. This is a gorgeous first panel, especially the way that that Tangle and Amy are shaded here. It's just really good. But they're all harvesting the crops from the garden. We see Silver, however, looking a little forlorn as Sonic approaches behind him, almost done with the tomatoes, and Silver, in his panic, squashes the tomato he's holding. Gah! And then sort of sheepishly tells him, yeah, I think this basket's good to go, as he drops like a ruined tomato. And Amy calls in, mine too. And Sonic dashes off, be right back. And Amy comes up to Silver. By the way, Silver, I'm so glad you could be here for Harvest Day. Thanks for coming all this way. Or all this when, I guess. Because of course he was in the future a while ago. Yep. That's exactly why I'm here. And then they hear a voice yell, beware my fury, foul potatoes! And it's Tangle with like triple wielding shovels, ready to just go at it. As Amy calls out to her, Tangle, wait! But whatever's going on, Silver is just really forlorn here. As he like walks away, Amy meanwhile is like catch a potato. I'm wondering if we're going to learn there's some new terrible future that's started up. Like this is a sort of story, if it goes that route, that could give us some form of foreshadowing for another like global threat in the future. Maybe this will tie into like Frontiers shadowing? I don't know. All possibilities. Anyway, Silver, psychics himself away up above the garden crater and like sighs to himself as he walks into the forest, and someone stops him. Hello, Silver. And Silver turns back to find Espio, who is materializing in front of him. You are troubled. Troubled? No way, Espio. You know me. Always on a mission. Important, future person things to do. And Espio just stops him. You're also bad at lying. I know. I don't want to pry. If you are concealing some sort of danger, I would like to know about it. Which is the same theory I kind of had. It's nothing like that. It's, well, I'm not here for the harvest. Actually, I have no idea why I'm here at all. And Espio goes full, philosophical. Do any of us know why we're here? I do. I mean, I usually do. Every other time I've been sent to the past. It's been to save the future from turning into another wrecked world. That's my job, my purpose. And I always know what I need to do because it's history. But this time, nothing. There's no crisis in my future, and things are okay here. Everything's fine, but I'm not. I'm not sure he's right about always knowing. I remember the big thing about his presence in the Metal Virus saga was that he didn't know what happened to turn it into that, empty world. Though, of course, I doubt he really could have known in that instance because, he got back and life was already out. There was no more life in the universe or on the planet. So, like, that would explain why... that would explain, like, why he wouldn't know that time. But also, I thought he came back to the past of his own. I didn't think he was, like, forced to go to the past. I don't know. Anyway. Did I do something... He's, like pacing back and forth. Did I do something wrong? Am I missing something? What if some disaster hits tomorrow? And Espio stops him. Silver, take a breath. And he breathes in, slow and steady. And he, like, it's a couple panels just, like, calm everyone down, both the reader and Silver. He's panicking. And Espio tells him, once again, with, like, a heightened art style here. As a ninja, my first priority is the success of my missions. But as a friend, I care for the safety of my team. Danger could be waiting for me around every turn. If I allow it, my fear will consume me. And if it does... And I love how this panel is drawn, of, like, him putting the kunai knife to his chest, which is also just really dark for a kid's comic. I will have lost without my enemies ever having to lift a finger. And Silver questions, how do you fight it? The fear, I mean. My technique is simply to have faith in yourself and the strength of your friends. You may not know why you are here now, but that doesn't matter. You are where you need to be. And if there's trouble, there are quite a few people back there that are ready to stand with you. So go back to the garden and let yourself enjoy the fruits of your labor. You deserve that much. This is a really sweet scene here, this Espio and Silver bit. It's another pairing we don't really see very often. And Silver sort of sighs, right. I'm still scared, but I'm not alone. You guys make me feel like I can do anything. Also, and he hugs him, which is not really what Espio was ever expecting. Thanks, Espio. For real. And someone calls out, hey, Espio, where'd you go? This is almost certainly Vector. We've got a bee problem, and I'm assuming this is Charmy. Yar! I'm the Potato King! And Silver just sort of teases, need some help? Please. And that's the end of this story. Which is another really cute story. Yeah, this is not on the level of the Omega and Jamerl story, but it still is just, like, really cute, and I really enjoy it. And, like, a chance to... Espio... We've seen a little bit of Espio since Metal Virus, but really just, I think, the one, like, the Central City, Central City issue. Sorry, this video is going on so long, I'm starting to go a little bit stir-crazy. It's also really human in here again. So life is misery, and I'm sweating bullets. But anyway, I'm not turning this into a whole rant like my Blue Exorcist video. Anyway, this is a really sweet story. Just, like, getting to see Silver sort of vent all of his fears, and learning things about Silver that I just didn't really know. Like, I did not think he was, like, sent back in time. I thought he went back in time, like, as a physical thing. But that's not what this bit imply. Or, like, not a physical, but, like, as a choice, as a deliberate thing. That's the word I'm looking for. Sorry, I'm getting heat or humidity addled again, and my words are starting to fail me. But anyway... But yeah, it's just all in all a sweet little bonding moment between these two characters we don't really get to spend a lot of time with, which is really what these annuals are for, and it's the sort of thing that still just makes me wish we had a sort of Sonic Universe-style series, where we could have, like, little 4-part arcs checking in on some of the side characters who aren't really involved in the main story. Like, that was a great thing the Archie series did, and I would like to at some point bring that back, to not move this just to the realm of the annual. But anyway... Our next story, we open with someone putting something in a microwave, and it's Jet. Another grand adventure for Jet the Hawk. As he just, like, we see his bedroom, and it's messy and also filled with, like, testaments to himself. There's, like, a picture of himself on the wall with Sonic torn off, a Jet, like, sport poster. It's great to be the king. Home sweet blimp. Right, because they love with a blimp. A happy belated birthday. With skill and confidence you are as fierce as the wind. dad. I did not know Jet had a dad, but okay. But he looks a little glum looking at that. Just a belated birthday card gives so much little characterization there. Like, his dad seemingly forgot about his birthday. And then he hears a ding, and his face perks up. And it's a wisp. Oh, no, the ding is the microwave. And a wisp comes in and steals the food. As Jet gets angry, hey! And he goes out, and it's one of Whisper's wisps. And he hands her the food. Calzone. Tasty. And she starts to eat. Oh. And we see she's spying this big ol' egg mech. Just a bit farther. And all of that is ruined by Jet's anger. My calzone! That squid stole from the leader of the Babylon rogues. You will make it up to me. And the wisp gets really, really nervous there, having been caught stealing. Whisper just questions, I will? You will. Think of all the gems I could have found instead of chasing around my lunch. Now you owe me gems and a calzone. You're pushing your luck, Jet. Quickly now, I'm hungry. Don't waste my time. And the wisp hands him this banana. I don't want this. And Whisper tries to shush him. Hush, the badnik. And Jet yells, I can't hear you whispering over the sound of my tummy. But we see this, the badnik's hand coming for Jet. And captures him. And Jet just taunts this badnik. Let me down. Don't you know who I am? And he yells down to Whisper, hey, calzone poacher, grab the Type J. And Whisper steps on the hoverboard. Just stand up. The entire planet knows extreme gear will balance itself. Just pretend you're me and not you, and you'll be fine. And Whisper, we see the hoverboard is shot straight up in the air with Whisper holding on for dear life. But she manages to balance herself. I personally don't know how hard it is to use extreme gear. I was born incredibly gifted. Which is a lot, Jet. And Whisper just mentioned stop talking. A wise man once told me, with skill and confidence, you are as fierce as the wind. Are we going to get into Jet's father? Has Jet ever, had a named father? I'm not sure if he has or not. I'm going to check the wiki really fast. See if there's any mention as who his father is. Unnamed father is the relative given. Which is only mentioned in the game. I can't find an IDW separate article for that. But anyway. But his father was seemingly mentioned in Riders. I don't know. It's been years since I played the Riders games. You're as fierce as the wind. And Whisper just yells for once, be quiet! And with her wisp on, she shoots the badnik in the knee, and it comes crashing down into her trap. And Jet just tells her, wow, with proper training, you make a great Babylon rogue. Are your afternoons free? And Whisper just tired of him. I'm busy. What? Can you speak up? And then the wisp comes back with Jet's half-eaten calzone. You still owe me a fresh one. The end. Okay. This was a fun little story. Not really any of the emotion of the Silver Espio or the Omega Jamurl one. But it's cute, it's fun. I don't know, it's one of those I almost want to assign who is in the right and who isn't, but they both did some stupid things here. The Wisp stealing Jet's calzone and Whisper's lack of care. And Jet just being loud and obnoxious in general. But all in all, it's a cute little story. Which is all the annuals, especially the annuals towards the back of the volume, really have to be. It's fun. What else is there to say? So let's move on to what I believe is the last story. Let me check the table of contents page. Yes, this is the last story. Rough Patch. Look at the table of contents. The really emotionally based Silver Espio story was an Evan Stanley story because of course it was. That's the thing she does, right? Emotionally rich narratives with Sonic characters. Yeah, no surprise there, now that I've seen that. Anyway, A rough patch, Spiral Hill Village, with Ruff and Tumble, who are in some like dilapidated tower. Is Spiral Hill where we first met them way back in like issue 4? No. Issue 4 was the Tangle story. 3 was Ruff and Tumble. I think that was Barricade Town seen here. Yes. Okay, so this is not their home base. So they're not back where they started. But, like, we see, like, the townspeople who are all aware that they're there and not really comfortable with that. What are you talking about, Slant Rhymes? Right, oh, that's not a name. But whoever it is doesn't know what a slant rhyme is. Let me make sure which one is Ruff and which is Tumble, because I always forget. Ruff is the darker one. So Tumble tells him, when our intros only kind of rhyme. That's a slant rhyme. And Ruff goes on, okay, so what's the big deal? People ain't gonna take us seriously if we can't get the rhyme right. Remember how Sonic laughed at us? That guy laughs at everyone. We'll figure out a better rhyme later. But Tumble stops him. No, we gotta get the intro right now. Our rep's at stake, bro. I said we'll get to it. At least let me say what the rest of the stinking plan is. And Tumble just will not hear it. I don't even want to hear your plan. It's as dumb as your rhymes are. So my plans are dumb now, huh? You try making one then. And Tumble just snaps, maybe I will. And maybe I'll do it without you. Fine. Couldn't do better rhyming if you were trying. And Tumble just stands up and turns back. That was a slant rhyme, bro. Just get out of here. If I never see your stinking face again, it'll be too soon. That night at the Mineral Museum, because Jewel does not live there anymore. New exhibit, one of the 7 legendary Chaos Emeralds, just discovered. And we see, Ruff and Tumble are both making their own heist here. As Tumble mutters to himself, this heist will be huge. On Ruff, we've got the right stuff. It won't be a fumble. We'll take a new angle. It's emerald snatching time they both reach for the emerald at the same time. Rouge and Tumble? Ruff and Tangle! They each have new pairs. Rouge I understand, given that she is a jewel thief. But Tangle? I need an explanation as to why Tangle's here. But both Ruff and Tumble see each other. What are you doing here? What's she doing here? They're both mad at each other. And Tangle tells Ruff here, what do you mean, partner? Aren't these the ruffians you said we had to protect the Chaos Emerald from by taking it ourselves? And Ruff comments, of course, I did say that. Tangle's scheming on Ruff's scheme here. Tangle is well aware that Ruff has pulled the shit, and is playing him like a fucking fiddle here. And Rouge is also, I think, playing Tumble. They must have followed us here to try to stop us from taking the emerald. What? For real? Well, I'm not gonna let them. They're both willing to set Ruff and Tumble at each other. Tangle tells Ruff, come on, partner, get in there. And Rouge tells Tangle, I'll admit, yours isn't the face I expected to see at a jewel heist. Oh, just doing some babysitting. And Tangle whispers to Rouge, psst, you're undercover too, right? Something like that. Yeah, Rouge is also scheming Tangle here. Rouge is playing all of them. Rouge wants the emerald for herself. Tangle thinks Rouge is trying to protect the emerald. But Tangle just questions, how'd that guy get you on board for something like this? Well, I happened to be in the neighborhood for reasons. Reasons being stealing the emeralds. He saw me flying by, waved me down, laid out his plan. I was surprised by his competence, honestly. And we see Tumble tell her, and that's the plan. I like it. I wanted to find the emerald before Eggman anyway. See, it all fits together perfectly. And as Tumble is about to, jump Ruff. Excuse me. And, what about you? And as they're still, as Ruff is, grabbing Tumble's hair, I wasn't as surprised. And Ruff is, latched on to Tangle's leg. I'm begging ya. I don't know what to do if I don't have someone to tell what to do. He tried to play it off as vigilante hero work. Pfft. Still, breaking into your friend's own museum? Why come in through the skylight and take Jewel out on impromptu adventures all the time? Sounds fun. They're just like casually gossiping as Rough and Tumble try to kill each other. Well, I've spent just about enough time dawdling here. You want to help me bring these goons in? And Tangle is just giddy. Would I? Oh, you have a plan in mind already? I wouldn't be the world's greatest thief. She stops herself, knowing Tangle's goodness. Treasure hunter if I didn't. Yeah, undercover buddies. And then sorry, lost train of thought there for some reason. I mean, I know what the reason is, but whatever. As Tumble mocks Ruff. So this is your plan, bro? Turn goody-goody and get in my way? And Ruff goes on, I didn't know you'd be here. I just told that weird chick you were doing something good, so I'd have someone to team up with. And Tumble stops him. Wait, you were just trying to steal the emerald, like, in a regular thiefy kind of way? And they're both slowly realizing, yeah, just like you. And they get full-on, like, anime cry eyes. Did we have the same plan, bro? And they just hug it out as, like, they flood their tears. Sorry, bro, we fought enough. You're right, we sure did stumble. And Rouge and Tangle realize Rough and Tumble are, like, having a moment. But we've made up, and now we're back. Get ready for Rough and Tumble. They're, like, ready to go. About to fight Rouge and Tangle. But the two of them have their own plan. You played me for a stooge, and now you're gonna get mangled. Your master plan's about to be stopped by Rouge and Tangle. And Tangle very easily beats them. As Ruff wonders, why does everybody keep doing our thing? Gah! And Tangle is just overjoyed at beating them. All wrapped up here, Rouge, and the emerald's safe and sound. She turns back, what? Realizing the emerald has disappeared. As Rouge flies off, I hate to dupe and run, but, well, it's what I do. See ya! And Tangle just begs, but undercover buddies! And Tangle's just so downtrodden there, as Ruff mumbles, that's it, bro. No more teaming up with anyone but each other. Rough and Tumble forever, bro. And they fist bump to end the story and the annual. Follow the action in Sonic the Hedgehog number 52, which is this week. It's on Wednesday. Okay, so one last story before I call it off and before I turn into a sweat puddle on my floor. This one's just funny. You know, Rough and Tumble are always like a funny villain pair, and pairing them off with Rouge and Tangle as, like, you know, they're all, like, trying to outmaneuver each other, and it's like a simple outmaneuvering, but, like, it's still a really fun thing. And the way Rouge, like, outplays everyone, it's just really fun. It's a good laugh. It's not terribly deep, and I don't think this is going to be one of those stories that, like, plays into later stories in some way. Like, some of these, I think, might, like, Blaze being back in our world, or you know, Omega and Jamerl's, like, bond, or Silver being back in our world. I don't think this one will really ever be mentioned again. It's just cute fun. Rough and Tumble are, like, a really fun villain pair. And Rouge and Tangle are both fun characters. It's just a fun time all around, watching Rouge get one over on everyone. And yeah, that's one of my thoughts on the whole annual. There's a few of these that feel like they might be important later, but by and large, they're just kind of fun stories, and sometimes that's just what you want. So with that said, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you'll enjoy the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, you know, do whatever makes you happy, you know? And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!